Hey everybody, did you know that Japan only has 1.5% foreign residents in the entire country? About 75% of those live in the big city, and Tokyo has a metropolitan area of about 30 million, but the city itself is just 13 million. So if you do the math on that, that's about 195,000 registered foreigners in Tokyo. And then out of the 195,000, only a portion of those speak English, so if we were to take like a random guess and just say, half of those people speak English, then it's only about 97,500 English speakers. So you're probably wondering, Max, why are you telling me all this? Do you have a point to this? And yes, I do have a point to this. See, there's a point right here on my pencil. Alright, that's stupid. The fact of the matter is the amount of English speakers in Tokyo is such a small amount that it's more like a small city in the United States. And you know how like in the United States, in the small cities, it's pretty common to go to a bar or something like that, and you'll meet somebody who you might know, or they know the same friends as you, and it's just like a really small community. And that's kind of how it is living in Tokyo, being one of the only foreign gaijins who speak English. And then on top of that, if you're a millennial, which is like 18 to 35, then it's an even smaller circle. And this is something that was fun and interesting about living in Tokyo as a gaijin, and I guess this isn't just limited to Tokyo, but you get to meet all these cool people solely on the fact that you speak English and they speak English, or you're foreign and they're foreign, and you just become friends that way. You might think that you'd never become friends with these people like if it was outside of Japan, but in Japan you do become friends. And since I was like a gaijin talent actor model, which it sounds really weird for me to still say that I did do that, but you start meeting all the same people on these auditions or the same job, and you always meet like the same people because the group of people that do foreign talent acting in Japan is even smaller. So you meet those people and you become friends, and I kind of realized that this is probably like a natural instinct that people have, like when they're in a new or unfamiliar environment, they try to find somebody else who's going through the same situation or somebody they can relate to, and in this case it's being able to speak English and being foreign in Japan. And then of course you have the international school kids group, which international school kids in Japan are basically like Japanese kids who went to international school speaking English. They're half Japanese, or sometimes they're not even Japanese at all. I'm sure some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about if you've been to Japan, or you even might be an international school kid yourself. But since I went to Sophia University in the international department called Kokusai Gakubu, I was basically lumped into this group. Of course, I started as an exchange student, so I was like down with that group, I guess you could say, but after a while I started getting into the international school kids group with the exchange students. This is a small circle. It's like this close-knit bubble in school, and if there's like international school kids having like a big party or an event, you can always count on the fact that on Facebook, everybody in the entire list will get invited. Anyone who speaks like English or whatever. So it's like thousands of people all going to the same event, and you'll always see the same people every time, same people organizing it. It was just like everybody is doing the same thing if you're an English speaker in Japan. So this means students from Sophia University, ICU, Waseda University, KO. There's a bunch of random places, but it's pretty small, like the international groups in these places. And then you have also a few international school kids from high school, of course. And in fact, the last video I made was about how I met Crystal K, but after I made that video, all these people started messaging me on Facebook or Line, and they're like, oh yeah, like you made that video, but you know what, I'm actually friends with Crystal K, or oh yeah, like she's friends with my brother, like Lorna, like her brother, they went to the same high school, they were the same year in college in Sophia University, so they're just like buddy with her and Benny Arashiro. But another friend was saying like, oh, the fact that you met Crystal K isn't really all that surprising because we're all in the same international school kids circle with everyone else. And I was just like, I'm still a little surprised, but after thinking about it, he was right. Like, I was involved in that group, and meeting these people, I guess, was kind of a big deal, but living there and being there for the 4 years that I guess it wasn't like as super big of a deal as I thought. I felt really pretty dumb after making that video, and then all these people started messaging me like, oh yeah, like I already know her, whatever. So to wrap it up, I guess this video was more or less just an informative video today, but it really started to kind of make me realize just like how lucky and I guess blessed I was to be able to have this experience. I grew up in North Carolina for the most part. It's a fairly normal life in North Carolina, but going to Tokyo, being able to connect with so many people, I think it was just like a really cool experience. And I think if you have the time and money, anyone out there who's thinking about going abroad, like you should definitely do it. Have fun, you'll grow and you'll learn something, and you'll probably make some really long-lasting relationships. Anyway guys, that's all I wanted to share with you this week, but thanks again so much for watching. Stay tuned for a lot more content. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Alright, bye.